What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with a brand new review for Love During Lockup. You guys, this is season 4. The episode number, you guys, I literally don't know what episode number this is because the guide has one thing, and then when you look at the website, it has another thing. So, because I think on my TV guide, it said it was episode number 46, but I don't know what where I get my thumbnails from on the WeTV website. I don't know what the WeTV, I don't know what it is, you guys. WeTV needs to do better with the numbering of their shows because it's bad. Like, it's terrible. But this is season 4, you guys. I just don't know the episode. Cause see, on the guide it says it's episode 46, but right here it says episode 55 on the website. So it's episode whatever, you guys. I'm at this point I'm gonna stop numbering them. But before we go ahead and get into it, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss this episode of Love During Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, this is an interesting episode. So I'm pretty positive we'll go live about this one because the one thing that I can say about all of these people that I watched on this episode, the good Lord did not bless them with any kind of common sense, because the common sense meter, it's just not there. Like for anybody, nobody. But let's start up with the people who didn't give us the most in this episode, a lot in this episode. Let's go with Savannah and Jake, you guys. So when it comes down to Savannah and Jake, I think there's some issues on both sides. And that's just my personal opinions. I think that Savannah, something is off with Savannah, and there's definitely something off with Jake. I know people have left in the comments that they think that maybe Jake is already married to somebody else. That could be the case, but it's just something very, very weird. So she wanted to meet up with someone who could help her with this whole, getting his, with this, her writing to whoever she's writing to, right? You guys remember, he suggested this friend of his that, a friend of his, right? So she meets up with this friend, and when she meets up with the friend is telling her that he ain't really saw Jake in years. And I was like, now, run that back. You ain't saw him in years, but say what? Like, nothing makes, when you literally sit and think about Jake and Savannah, nothing makes sense to me. Like, I'm just like, wait a minute, please explain this to me. Because he said they've known each other since they were 10. I was like, okay. But then he said they haven't really saw each other in some, it's been years. And I was like, so how can you help her with trying to get his sentence lessened? Like, what would you know? Then she sits down with this man and she starts talking to him at one point. And I was like, ma'am, you don't know how to read rooms, because you sitting with this man and you're asking him questions. You could clearly see that man was uncomfortable. And I was just like, so we're just going to ignore that. So at one point the man got up and said, he went and walked away, right? So when he walked away, he went outside and he went to the producers, and it was the questions that she was asking. He had a problem with the questioning that she was asking. So then, he eventually left, and she was just sitting there with egg on her face. I was like, ma'am, there's something off with Jake, but then there's absolutely 100% something off with Savannah. I can't put my finger on it. I mean, I did say the last episode that she was on, that I think she is, Jesus, desperate. She's definitely desperate. Then in her interview with the producers, when she was showing them her letters that Jake has wrote her and that photo album of them, I was like, ma'am, go get that man that his mama think you slept with and be with that man. That man is in the free world. That man ain't hiding shit from you. Jake is hiding something from you. I can bet my bottom dollar that Jake is hiding something from Savannah, and she's too clueless to see it, or she just is in La La Land. One of the two, or it could be both, because it's not. 2 plus 2 ain't equaling 4. 2 plus 2 for her is equaling 6. Then you add another 2, it's equaling 10. Like that's what it's given with Savannah. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And we'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys, to the next. All right, you guys, so next up, should have probably started with Andy first. Because Andy's scene was even worse than Savannah's. I was like, wow. Once again, none of these people have been blessed with common sense, because when it comes to Andy, I was just like, now this scene right here is just pathetic. That is the word of the day for Andy. Pathetic. Because I was just like, you got to be shitting me. This cannot be real. This just can't be, I can't fathom that this is real. I just believe that this is made up for TV, because I just like, no, Jesus, no, sir. Fix it, Jesus. Take away the key, throw away the key, do something with it, right? So you guys remember in the last episode that Brittany was still upset with him about things that his daughter said, and much like I said in the last review when they were on about Brittany, ma'am, how are you passing any kind of judgment against this man? You are in prison for drugs, sis. So you are just as much an absentee parent as he is. At least he was in a free world with his kids. You are behind bars. You ain't even parenting your kids, but okay. That's neither here nor there. So you guys remember that she changed the fact that she said, you know what, go ahead and come, because her visitation with her daughter was kind of tied together with him coming. And then when we saw that, I didn't realize her daughter was 18 years old. So I was like, how is that the case? She's an adult. Because I can see it, if she was underage, then yes, he would have to accompany her into the prison. But this girl is an 18-year-old. She's an adult, so she could go and see her mom, whenever she wanted to. I was so confused by that, because when I was 18, I had a cousin that was in prison when I was 18, and I went to go visit him when he came. He was closer to home, and me and him just had a visit, and my mom and my grandmother stayed, and I went and saw him, right? And I was 18, so I don't understand this. So it's raining, right? And so Andy's like, well, I don't know if she was supposed to be here by now. I hope she didn't wreck her car. I hope she's not on the side of the road. I was like, why would you go that dark? Why would you go that dark? Why would you? Maybe you could have said maybe there's the traffic. It's raining, so maybe she's driving slower. Maybe the traffic is slow. Something. But you went with this. You hope she's not on the side of the road or didn't have an accident. Why did your brain automatically go there, sir? So then her daughter eventually shows up, right? And her name is Gracie. And when Gracie got there, Gracie's demeanor said it all. And Andy, see, here's the thing about me. I don't like uncomfortableness, and I don't like awkward silence. It's just not something that I can do. Awkward silence. I can do silence, but awkward silence is just not for me. I'm gonna be like, you know what, this gotta give, because it's just not. It's not working for me. It's just not working out for me, right? So they get in the car, and he's trying to make conversation with her, and she's not saying anything. I'm like, Andy, read the room. This girl is uncomfortable with you. You should have said, you know what, why don't you follow him? When you realize how uncomfortable she was, why didn't you tell her just to follow him behind you? That would have been better. Tell the girl just to follow you to the prison or wherever her mama is, right? Instead of, I don't know how far y'all went, but again, they were uncomfortable. So they made it there to visit Brittany. Is that her name? Yeah, they made there to visit Brittany, right? So then they left, and it was even more uncomfortable. So Brittany called her daughter and she said, "Where's Andy?" She said, "He's right beside me, right?" And she said, "Well, have you kind of, warmed up to him?" She says, "No." And so Andy told us when they were in the prison that he excused himself at one point to go to the restroom, and when he did that, they must have been they had a conversation, and when he came back out, they kind of, cut their conversation short. I was like, "You don't think that they were talking shit about you?" They were talking about your ass, and probably not in a good way. Andy is much like, I was just about to say he's just like Savannah, but he's even worse than Savannah. He's oblivious. So when they got back to the hotel, Gracie got her ass in that car and sped the fuck off, right? So then Brittany called him. He says, "Did I do anything to make her uncomfortable?" And she was like, "Oh no, she just got off of work and she's tired." Well, if she just got off of girl, that's got to be a fucking lie. If I'm coming to see my mom who's in prison, I'm not gonna work the day before. I'm going to be like, you know what? Let me take off because tomorrow I'm gonna take the day off. I'm gonna use PTO, or if I don't, if she works part time, then I'm just gonna take the day off and go say, hey, I'm going to see my mom tomorrow. Can I have the day off? Unless it's a job where you got to get people to work your shift. But other than that, girl, miss me with that. And like I say, Andy is too oblivious to realize. I think he's getting conned. I think he is getting conned, and honest to God, I don't really give a damn. I couldn't be bothered to give a fuck. But that's it with him. Let's go ahead and move on to the next couple. You guys realize I have not used, you don't realize it, but I haven't used my notes at all since I've started talking. But yeah, the next couple, let's go down the line. Brittany and Key-Rock, you guys. So we see Brittany, and Brittany works at the restaurant, and she is in cosmetology school, right? So she's on her way to class, and she's late to class, right? So her instructor was like, you've been late quite often, and if you're late again, that's gonna be it. Excuse you, bitch. First of all, I wouldn't be in that cosmetology class learning anything from her, because her wig on her head was atrocious. You could literally see the lace right. You could see the cap right here. You can see the lace, the cap. The hair was silky and synthetic. I was like, I won't take any class from you, ma'am. But see, here's the thing. She's talking about if she's late to her class, late to class again, that'll be it. Ma'am, if I'm paying you, you can't tell me that I can't come back because you're taking my money. You have my money. So if you tell me that I can't come back to this class, you giving me a motherfucking refund. Like, I'm a grown ass adult. I am a grown adult. You cannot. Now, yes, should Brittany be on time? Absolutely, right? Because I mean, shit. When I was in college, my professors never said, "Oh, Mr. Barrett, you're late to class today. So, yeah, if you're late to my class again, you won't be able to come in." Excuse you? Um, you don't. This is not high school, so you can't send me to the principal's office. I pay to come to this. I pay for this class. Now, if I fail, that'll be on me. But you can't tell me I can't, no, you can't do that. You cannot do that. If I walk in this mother late, then I just walk in here late and you continue to do your lecture. And that's kind of how most of my professors, now let me put this out here on the forefront. I don't want anybody to think that JB was late to class in college. I wasn't intentionally. There were a few times, but I would never be like, if I was 30 minutes late, I just would say, you know what, fuck it, I ain't going to that class today. I'll catch somebody, I'll catch it. And that's actually what, that happened like my last 2 years of, so I switched to my university. When I did that, there were some times where I would be late and the reason why I would be late is because of the parking. The parking was always atrocious at my school. So yeah, if I was 30 minutes late, I would just be like, you know what, I'm not going to class and I'll just catch up, right? And I did that, obviously. So I graduated. Oh, that's right. Damn it, I should have posted that. I need to go to Instagram and post that because I just hit 10 years, been out of college this week. It was actually Wednesday. I just hit 10 years of being out of college. But yeah. So yeah, when that woman said that, I was like, lady, shut the fuck up. So then we see Key Rock's friend who looks like Sideshow Bob following Brittany, thinking that Brittany is cheating on Key Rock. But I was like, but didn't they both cheat on each other at a certain point, right? They both cheated on each other. So, sir or ma'am, I don't know what you I don't know what your pronouns are, but you doing the most for me. So then Sideshow Bob went to Brittany's job. Now let me say this to Sideshow Bob, like you doing the absolute most, right? Because here's the thing, Brittany works in a restaurant, and I dated I have an ex that worked in a restaurant, right? And those people in the restaurant industry, especially like bars and stuff, they do get off late at night because the restaurant that my ex worked at is called Cheddar's. I don't know if it's I know it's big in the South, I think, right? But even if it ain't, y'all. So the restaurant is Cheddar's, and that restaurant closes during the week. I think Monday through Thursday it closes at 11. I think it closes at 11 Monday through Thursday in my hometown. Monday through Thursday it closes at 11, but on Fridays it closes at midnight. I think Fridays is midnight. I think Friday it closes at midnight, right? And then Saturday it closes at 1 o'clock in the morning. And that's even the same for for our Chili's in my hometown. On Saturdays they close at 2 a.m. They close at 2 in the morning. So it's very possible that that girl, whatever the restaurant she works in, if she gets off at 11 o'clock or midnight, they stay hours late. They stay hours later cleaning up the restaurant and doing so much stuff around the restaurant that they don't get home until about 2 and 3 in the morning. So for y'all to sit here and try to make it out that she's cheating on Key Rock, I'm like, okay, y'all must really don't know the restaurant industry, but hey, who cares, right? And I'm really trying to understand why Sideshow Bob is so invested in this situation. Also, I want Sideshow Bob to go get his or her teeth fixed, because Sideshow Bob's teeth were bothering the hell out of me in this episode. I don't understand what the fuck was going on with them teeth. Some of them look brown. I know some of them have gold fronts on them. Do like Trick Daddy and a lot of other people and go get some brand new teeth, sir or ma'am. Again, I don't know that person's pronouns, so that's why I keep saying sir or ma'am, because I don't know what he or she identifies as. I literally I don't even know if they've said what that person identifies as, so that's why I'm saying she or he, because again, I don't know what they identify as. But get you some business, Mr. or Mrs. EB. Get you some business. And then you walk around with a goddamn boot on your foot. Worry about that boot on your foot and less about Brittany and her bangs. EB, go find you a girlfriend. Go find you a girlfriend, EB. That's all I need you to do. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Damn it, I should have did them early too. Jade and Chris, you guys. Jade, I thought you were playing a smart game, but girl, you actually playing a dumb game. Because Chris said, bitch, I got your motherfucking penny, nickel, and dime hoe. Bitch, Chris said he ain't the 1, the 2, or the 3. So, Brittany and her sister Jessica were talking about Jade and Jessica. Did I say Brittany? I believe I said Brittany, but Jessica and Jade. Jade was talking to her sister Jessica about, them meeting up with Chris's family, right? So Jade felt the way about them asking her about the prenup and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, well, ma'am, it was a legitimate question, right? And about you working, again, they're legitimate questions. Because I mean, if he got a large sum of money, you kind of wonder, are you there for the money or for love? Now you keep saying, Chris and I have been together for 6 years and we've been married for 5 years, girl. That don't mean a goddamn thing. That just means that you're smart and you just stacking your paper up to, say, hey, if this motherfucker do want to leave me at some point, at least I got something on the side. I hope you do. I will say that. I hope. So she then called Chris, told Chris what happened. So Chris ain't really worried about nothing. He ain't worried about no prenup. he ain't worried about a damn thing. And when Chris said why he ain't worried about shit, I was like, well, I'd be good. Goddamn, girl, you really ain't that bright, huh? Chris said the house is in his name, the car is in his name, everything that he bought for her is in his name. I was like, oh shit, you fucked. So if this man, if for some reason this man says, I don't want to be with you tomorrow, you're ass out. So that car you driving, everything that you've been bragging about, talking about in your interviews, sis, that don't belong to you. That belongs to Chris. Ooh, girl. And then y'all got a joint checking account. Girl, you really ain't that smart. No, 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 no. No. Because see, here's what you should have done. It's fine to let him have everything in his name. That part is fine, right? Where you fucked up at was with the joint checking account. What you should have done is you should get your own checking account. You know, ask him for an allowance. Put your allowance in your checking account, right? Just let that shit sit over there, and everything that needs to get taken care of for the home and everything, do it from the joint account. Do it from the joint account. You know, I'm just saying, because, ma'am, I hope your marriage is successful. Because if it's not, I don't know what you're gonna do. Good luck to you. She felt the way when he mentioned that everything is in his name. I'm like, well, shit, girl. He's just letting you know that he ain't worried about it. Honestly, that's all he was saying was, bitch, I ain't worried about it. So let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys, so next up, let's talk about Letitia. Letitia is just, I don't even know what to say when it comes to Letitia, because I just don't think that she's being 100% truthful with her storyline. I don't. I feel like she's lying about certain things. I feel like she's lying about certain things, and so because things just don't add up with me with Letitia. So you guys remember in last week's episode, Letitia went to go see Keith, right? So she did end up getting to see Keith, and she talked to him. So she was telling us that, you know, when she talked to him, she told him about the conversation. They talked about the conversation with the attorney, and, you know, she said that a postnup is not for them. Girl, what? How was a postnup? She want to respect her husband. Girl, how? Never mind. Like, girl, your elevator, it just obviously must not ding. It must not ding. It must not leave the ground floor, because if you have this tax business, which I'm still confused how she has a tax business with all them goddamn felonies that she got. Like, have you guys saw the list of charges that she's been charged with? And quite a few of them have something to do with fraud. Quite a few of them have to do with fraud, and I just don't know. I don't know how she does anything involving taxes. Because some of them are fraud, not all of them, but because some of them were for her having, you know, expired driver's licenses and suspended licenses and stuff like that. But she did have some fraud stuff on her record, and I'm just like, okay, Letitia, you would never be able to do my taxes. You would never. So the post-nup ain't for her. I still think that's a dumb idea, but hey, if she like it, I love it, right? So then one of her friends called her up. So we find out that Keith has three children with three different women, right? So her friend was out with one of the mothers of his kids, right? And so she said that, you know, the friend was asking about Letitia's marriage license. She don't believe that the marriage is real. She ain't gonna respect the marriage. And Letitia tells us that, you know, she and Keith got married by proxy. Congratulations. I just don't know what to think about Letitia, you guys, because again, like I've said plenty of times, she just gives me fake. Her storyline just does not seem real to me. Nothing about that woman's storyline seems real to me, but I definitely want you guys to tell me what you think in the comment section, you guys. Because, like I said, for me, Letitia just, I can't read her. I cannot read that woman. But yeah, let's pause here, you guys, and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys, so I say the worst for last. Anika and Asante. So you guys remember in last week's episode that Anika was with talking to her friend, right? And they were going down Asante's Instagram page, right? And they found the girls were leaving heart comments and their phone numbers, and I guess he was leaving comments up under it and responding to them. So she called him up asking who are these bitches. I was like, ma'am, if you got to do all of this for a nigga that you don't know, you ain't met, and it's gonna be your first time meeting him, break up with him. The more that Renika talks about what she's done for this, this relationship, I'm like, girl, that is so one-sided. You uprooted your life. You spent $4,000 to come down here. You brought your daughters down here. All for what? A man that is in prison that you don't know. So he's telling her he don't know who those women are. He wonder why she doing all this hoopla, right? I was wondering the same exact thing. Like, ma'am, why are you doing all this hoopla? Like, and her friend chimed in. He's like, who the hell is that? So she showed her her friend, right? So they got off the phone, and her friend basically told her, like, girl, don't be stupid behind some nigga that you don't know. I was like, friend, it's too late for that. Your friend is already done behind a nigga that she don't know. Your friend has already done the dumbest thing she could do. Move to a different state for a nigga she ain't never met a day in her life. Make sense to me. Why would you move? Why would you do that? That is so insane to me. That is insane to me. And then you have children. Let's just take out the equation. She has daughters. You have children that you just uprooted their lives, right? You don't know this man, so then you want to bring this man around your children. I just don't think that that's smart at all. It's the stupidest thing I've ever saw in my life and heard of, right? So then Asante called Renika back later in the episode and told her, so, hey, babe, so, I might not be getting out tomorrow. And she was like, why? So come to find out, this man got some more charges, which is not a shock to me, right? Because I figured he was gonna get some more charges. Because the biggest thing for me was the fact that he has a Apple iPhone in prison. I was like, now how the hell does this man? Him and Chris have iPhones in prison, and I was just wondering, how the hell do y'all have these phones in prison? How are y'all FaceTiming these women in a cell? Like, I was so confused I was like, how do y'all have these cell phones? So he has to go to another jail, right? And when he gets there, he has to pay a $3,000 bond, right? Good luck with that. So he sent her the charges. One of them she read, it was he was using an electronic device to make drug transactions. She's like, I don't know what that means. I was like, girl, you a motherfucking lie. You know exactly what that shit mean. It means that cell phone that he calling you on, he's also using that phone to conduct business selling drugs. And once again, let's go back to what I said previously. You are bringing a man from prison around your daughters that you don't know, and also that this man is still getting, he got charges while he was in prison. So that means he hasn't changed at all. That means he's still the same person he was when he went in. So the man has literally done a 360. He's done a complete circle. Like, what the fuck? And again, you are bringing this nigga around your children. Renika, this wig must have gone to your head at this point, because nothing in that makes sense. Why are you doing this? So then she calls the judge. The judge tells her she has to call the jail. She calls the jail. So she's like, well, if we come and pick him up and pay it when we get there, if we pay it, will he be getting out that day? They said yes. But again, y'all got to come up with $3,000 to get him out of jail. Where is the $3,000 coming from? You say you ain't got it. He said he gonna call his mama. Girl. So then she called him back, right? Told him, she talked to the judge. She all happy and stuff. And, she's like, you gonna get out Monday. He's like, what, bro? She was too dumb in that moment, too, because he kept calling her bro. 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 I'm like, ain't this supposed to be your man? He ain't calling you babe. He ain't calling you hun, sweetie, Renika. He is calling you bro, 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 bro. I ain't got much for a Renika, because sis just is less than smart. That's really all I got. She's less than smart because it just doesn't make sense to me. Nothing with the Renika makes sense to me, but I definitely want you guys to tell me what you think about this episode down in the comment section, you guys. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you guys. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys later. I am going to go live, you guys. I just don't know what time I'm going to go live today. I don't know if I'm going to do it today, if I'm going to wait until tomorrow and do it. But be sure to watch the community tab, and I'll let you guys know there. But yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.